allied tower is under attack.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Snyder1 with Snyder Elite Gaming, bringing you another fantastic video. This week we're going to talk about warding. Specifically, this is the ultimate guide to warding, and it's going to cover everything. The reason why I'm doing this video is very, very close and dear to my heart. It has everything to do with frustration within the game. There are so many people that I've run into this week alone that aren't running wards, aren't placing wards efficiently, and aren't dewarding or using wards offensively or defensively. They've pretty much taken 25% of what makes this game great and thrown it out the window because they have just decided that they were not going to ward, or they weren't going to place wards in places that they could be used effectively. So what is this video going to teach you? Everything that you need to know about wards. Now we're going to go over offensive warding, defensive warding, dummy wards, and ward placement. Now, offensive wards. What is offensive wards? Offensive warding has everything to do with placing vision in key locations so that you can aggressively attack the enemy. Now, for you guys, what does that mean? You know, putting a ward next to this buff right here so that I know that when the mid laner is going to come and freaking go after that buff, I'm able to attack him. I'm allowed to get him in transition. Putting a deep ward in enemy jungle next to the green buff. You know, now I can see when the Chimera is low. So me, the mid laner, and the jungler, or my jungler and the left laner, we can attack that buff when he's low and kill him. You know, that's an aggressive offensive move. Putting a ward next to Raptors, so when they're going to Raptors and they're low for the first time, you can wipe the enemy team and still Raptors. Those are all offensive ideas that are spawning from vision in the game. Now, defensive warding. Defensive warding is what everybody's doing, what everybody's harping about, what everybody's trying to get across to people and why it's so important. It keeps you alive. It allows you to see the enemy when they're coming from mid lane to right lane. It allows you to see ganks before they happen, and it allows you to have vision in places that you know are dangerous. It allows you to extend past your safety of your tower. It has so many facets that allow you to just steamroll your type of gameplay. It allows you to be a better player. It allows you to die less. It allows you to just do so much. Now, being able to place these wards effectively is the biggest part about defensive warding, and I'm going to get into that later when I talk about placement. The third thing I want to talk about before we get into placement is dummy wards. Dummy wards are so important early game because the people that decide to not have a ward early, you know, tend to be the guys that die early. They're the guys that feed the Chimera. They're the guys that feed the roaming Countess. They're the guys that are giving Kallari everything. I'm telling you now, dummy wards are the answer to your pitfalls. What is a dummy ward? Dummy ward is the ward that's in your build that has nothing attached to it. The moment you spawn in, you grab that ward, you run into lane, you place it down in the point that's going to allow you to have the most vision, and you port back. You literally go back, you discard the ward, you put on your starting build, your healer token, your mana potion, your health potion, and now you have vision for the first 3 minutes of the game, because that's how long your ward's going to last. And when 5 people do this, you not only get to ward right side, mid, left, you get to ward everything. You can even put an offensive ward early and really take advantage of the vulnerabilities of the early game. That's dummy warding in a nutshell. But it doesn't work if you can't place the ward effectively. Ward placement. This is what everything accumulates to. But before we talk about ward placement, you got to understand how a ward works. It's all line of sight, meaning if I place a ward right here, it can't see through this wall. So you just cut the efficiency of the ward in half. It now doesn't have a 360-degree rotation of vision. You only have 180, and half of it's stuck on the wall. So legitimately, you can only see there, this little area here, and a little bit going this way because you're on this ward. So you literally only can see that. That's ludicrous. Why do people do that? That's just laziness, and people aren't doing what they're supposed to do. So line of sight, meaning you can't see through walls. So you put them in choke points, like this ward right here. By putting the ward here, you can see down the lane, down the river right there, down the river there. You can see into this pit right here, a little bit into that jungle, and you can see into your jungle if they go to pass through that location right there. That's perfect. That's 100% an efficient ward. You have 360 degrees of vision, and it's beautiful. Now, that's how a ward works. Now we're going to talk about where you're going to place these wards. Now, for placement, right lane. That's where I'm at right now. Easiest ward to place is literally stand right here. You're safe. Put that bad boy right there. Now, what is that going to get to see you? You're going to see people coming in from their side of the jungle. You're going to see down the river. Perfect. That's a great ward. I could have placed it probably a little bit closer to the middle of the lane, or even closer to like right here, so I could see all the way into the jungle, all the way that way. But for the most part, you know, that works. The second place you want to place a ward, like I said, is right here, so you can see the four zones. If you do want it placing it here, so that you can see into your jungle to see if anybody's trying to, you know, come through your jungle, you could put it here where I'm standing. That's okay too. But I prefer this one right here because you have so much more things seen. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go into mid lane. Mid lane has three places that he's going to want to place wards, and that give him the most efficiency. So if he places a ward right where I'm standing, right here, boom, he can now see the river right here, okay? But he can also see someone coming up through our jungle. So if they killed the ward over here and they decide they're not going to go through the river because they know that the river's warded, boom, this sees them right here. But it also sees right here, where most people are placing anyways. So if the difference is really, really easy to see. So you can see that right there. That's all you can see. You can't see what's coming up in our jungle, right? And if you place the ward here, you can see that location right here, and you can see it within enough time in order to back. It'll give you the right ping, and it'll also guard you from behind your jungle. Now, the other place that I want to talk about for mid lane, you got to place two wards on your left side. They're not hard locations to get to. One, you're going to come right here, and you're going to place your ward right here. Boom. So you can see into the raptor pit to see if anybody's going for raptors. You can see anybody who's trying to come up behind you when you're at your tower. So if they come through the raptor pit and they try to swoop in right here and catch you from behind, that's the perfect ward right there. Boom. Right here you get, I know it's 180 because you got this wall right here, but you see in three different choke points. Perfect. The second place that you want to put a ward while you're in mid lane on your left side is going to be right here. It's also one of the most common places to put a ward, because not only do you get to see down the jungle, but you get to see going into the raptor pit. You get to go, you get to see into going towards green buff. It's another great ward, but it's easily destroyed. So with that being said, that's mid lane. One on the right side, two on the left side. Now, the off lane is a little bit different in that it requires you to just don't mind that. So left lane, you really only have one effective ward placement, and it's really to protect behind you and the river. It's not a real tricky. It's really right on the right side of that fog wall, and it's not too complicated. Now, if all 5 people are warding correctly, you don't have to worry about anything. You see everything, and it allows you to place your second ward in an offensive position, because everything's, you know, is taken care of effectively defensively. If the one thing I am going to say is mid laner can't cover all his places with wards unless he's running a scout's ward and a shadow ward. And the reason why is because you can only place 2 wards at a time with a shadow and 1 with your scout ward. So literally the most wards you can place is 3. Most of the time people only run in 1 ward, and it's a shadow ward, and you can only place 2 at a time. And when you go to place another one during that time frame of them just like deactivating themselves, it'll take one from another location. So you got to be cognizant of that 3-minute mark when they start deactivating themselves. You can only place 2, so you're going to need your jungler to run wards as well in order for mid lane to be taken care of defensively. Or you can have your off laner put that other ward by the Raptor camp in order to make sure that the mid lane is taken care of fully. Everybody needs wards. If you discard them late game to make a final push with extra power, cool. But you need to run wards, you need to have the vision so that you can be defensive, but you can also use them for offensive cases. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you found this video somewhat inspiring in order to make your game that much better. Please don't be the guy that's running no wards. Please don't be the AD carry that's dying early game because he has no vision. Don't be that guy. Please don't be giving people anxiety because you lack the ability to put a ward down. It's literally click, place, and it's there. It's that easy. Please hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe. It really helps me out. It really helps me grow the channel. It will improve the community the more videos I get out there. If you find this video to not help you, or you found it annoying, or you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. It's okay. It tells me that I need to make better content. But hit the thumbs up if you really did like the content, so that I know that my voice is being heard, that the information is good, and that it's helping you. Write a comment. I'm always looking for more video ideas. That's all I got for you guys today. Peace.